Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Say What. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I wanted to come back on here to provide some updates. As you know, if any of you have been following me, yesterday I started following shortly, not long after the shooting in Highland Park. I started following it and covering just information that was being released at that time. And because for a while, they didn't know who the shooter was. And then it was a matter of, okay, we know who he is. Now we got to find him. So it was a lot. So I was coming kind of back on with providing updates. So yesterday evening, they did capture the guy who is believed to have been the shooter. His name was Robert Crimo III. So I want to get into it and just talk about some things that has come out like since they've arrested him. And of course, disturbing for one. They're saying he purchased the guns legally. Surprise, surprise, because I think a lot of times, I think more often than not, these shooters, they get the guns legally. So then it brings up that whole conversation of gun laws and all of that. Y'all know how that go. So thank you for joining. Please, as you come in, please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I go live, because over here at the party, we real random over here, but we definitely get into it. So if you want to kind of stay abreast of what's going on in these streets, because we cover it all over here, celebrity gossip, madness in the world like this. We're all about peace, positivity, but also being enlightened. Knowledge is power. So let's get into it. As I said, Robert Crimo, he was arrested yesterday. If you saw the picture on my thumbnail, you'd see the image captured at the time of his arrest. So yes, they did roll up on him and like, yo, raise up out that car. And he did. He survived it like pretty much more often than not, they do. If they don't, knock them up their own selves or take their own selves out, they typically survive the encounter. So, yeah, as we say, they are often treated with kid gloves, but nevertheless, he's alive. He's in custody. So I'm going to share my screen and show a couple of articles on some websites just talking about just some information that has come about since he was captured. So y'all know how I do over here. Let me share my screen and we're going to hop over to Fox News because they have some information pertaining to the situation with the weapons that were used or the weapon he used. I don't know if it's more than one, but we'll get into it together because most of the time, I'll do like a high level, but I like to get into it live with my listeners, my watchers, if you guys happen to catch it. So let's get into this. So this is from Fox News. Highland Park Mayor Robert Crimo III's weapon was legally obtained. So there you go. Illinois mayor says 4th of July parade shooting a devastating blow to community. So let's check out this news clip to see, what they have to say, fair use. So we're going to get into it. Please, if you got any comments or anything to add, definitely participate. I like to communicate with people in the chat. It's nice. And also learn information because I learned about this case when I was covering the shooting in Akron, Ohio, with his name's left me, but you guys, there was a shooting in Akron, Ohio. A police shooting in Akron, Ohio. But while I was covering that, one of my listeners told me about this shooting. So I hopped on this story. So definitely be engaged, be involved, because I'm like the ambulance chaser over here. So we're just trying to get all the information to bring it forth. So let's get into it. Again, thank you for joining. Please like, share, subscribe. Here we go.
Another person close to this area is Highland Park resident Warren Freed, and he was at the parade with his wife and his 7-year-old twins when the gunman opened fire, and we have him with us. Welcome to Fox and Friends, and thank you so much for joining us. Our condolences go out to you and everybody else who was there, of course. Tell us how you're feeling today and what you saw.
Sure. We got there about 10 minutes before the parade started. For our family, we have a family of neurological disorders. It was challenging for us to even enter that environment because of the sensory and the social judgment and the anxiety. We finally got a spot. Then we saw the parade start. First, they had kids on bicycles, then they had the dogs come by, then they had the police wave, then they had people from the fire wave and wave to the kids. Everyone had a good rapport, everyone was smiling, everybody was happy. Then there was about a 20-30 second delay where everybody left from the fire brigade to the police from waving to they were about to start to throw out the sweets to the children. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. And you kept hearing the shots go off and off and off. It must have lasted about 2 minutes. And then everyone kept screaming, shooter, run, run, run. So I took my son and my wife took my daughter and we ran away from the scene. We figured if we ran to our car away for where the shots we could hear ahead of us that we'd be safe. So that's the situation we had. And one of the things that we would like to understand, my kids are asking me last night, is the reason why. We're a family, like I said, who have neurological disorders. We understand some of the social judgments and the frustrations. We don't care about politics. We don't have a concern about the gun debate. We want to know why someone with a neurological who wasn't right, who lived in our community, didn't get the support and resources that my children are getting right now, so they can be as best as possible.
Sure.
So well said.
So Warren, your kids are asking you, as the dad, why did somebody try to kill me, Dad? What'd you tell them?
I had to tell them that mentally this person did not understand, or we don't know exactly fully what he did or didn't understand, what's right and what's wrong. This is a person who had a sick mind, who needed more mental help and support in the community. My kids even said as late as last night that they would like to meet him and so how we can help him so he feels better about himself. We're a condition rooted in empathy. We try to make sure the best comes from such a negative situation. So I explained to my kids that his mind wasn't correct. He didn't know, or maybe did know, but he wasn't sure what was the correct way of expressing his anger and his frustration. And that's why I'm here, to make sure people who have conditions don't feel so frustrated that they turn this way.
So Warren, this guy's lived very close to where the parade site was. Have you talked to anybody that knows him, knows the family? Evidently, the dad ran for mayor. Is this a known name in the area?
No, my wife's actually from the Highland Park area. She didn't know the name, but we found that he graduated from high school in 2019. So he was a graduate of the Highland Park, high school. But why? What made him turn so bad? Why did he get so angry and so frustrated? What could we have done to help him better? So that's the questions we want to, as a family, to understand more. Why? Why does someone do this, and what makes them feel so compelled to get so angry and so frustrated? We want to help, and that's what our family.
Right, and here you are locked up from the pandemic for 2 years. Everything's been canceled. We're finally getting back to normal, so to speak.
All right.
And then this happens.
All right, I got this.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because even my kids with the sensory, they were concerned about even hearing fireworks, and we had to convince them, show them videos.
My fucking head looks bigger than it.
And then boom, this happens. And with their judgment and interpretation, they're 7, but really 4. They're trying to interpret how real this event actually was.
Talk to me about.
So that's the confusion.
Yeah, I mean that's just. I can't just.
What are you
really
watching? Wait, why?
Reassuring the kids that everything.
Hi, welcome. What's
Lady?
sad? Yes, you just joined.
Hey,
my
what's
live.
up? How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm
Good.
well, I'm gonna use a gamer tag. Should I use a gamer tag?
Well, it's up to you.
Should I use a gamer tag? You want me to tell me? No. My name's Dan. My name's Dan. I know bitch. My name's Dan. You can call me Daniel, sweetie.
Okay.
But my gamer tag is Pretty Birds.
Pretty okay, because I see sad listed. So as the name, did you?
No, I said sad. I said sad because I was sad. You weren't there yet.
Oh, okay. Have you been following the story?
No. What are we watching?
Okay.
What are we talking about?
The shooting with in
Yeah.
Highland Park.
Yeah. My question is, and this is what I saw, is that he had a Facebook account that was all Kamala Harris and
Hmm.
you know, vaccine. Like he had a fake left wing Facebook account. This is what got me a little tooled up because was that a thing? Was that
Well,
really a thing? He had like it's a pro or no, his whole like he had like a fake Facebook. I don't understand. I just want to know where does this weird stuff lie? Freaks
I
me out.
didn't find that. I saw that he had like when yesterday, like there was a Twitter account out there. I hadn't heard anything about Facebook. But they said he had a
No, he
Twitter
had a
account.
full blown profile. That all it was just purpose nonsense. Like on purpose, almost made it seem like a fake account. I don't understand what they're going for here. And you get a mass shooter that what they have no evidence. They're not even accusing him as a suspect. Then the guy just looks like a weird white dude. And it's creepy. Honestly, if you look like that guy, wouldn't you fucking shoot some motherfuckers? No.
Well, listen, a lot of the shooters, they look special, you know. They
No, Jordan fucking racist man was hot.
no, the one that shot up the church, Dylan. Now he
Nah,
looks
he was
special.
not.
Dylan
There were
looks,
some very special characters right there.
Dylan
As a
looks
man,
special.
there are a lot of now that's a real fucking thing. This is what like is it I never saw it. Coming from the north, then coming to the south, and then seeing some of the families. And they approach me like I'm not gonna approach them about it. I'm like, hey, I'm from the north. Some of the stuff we don't accept there. You
Right.
know, it's like we would run you out of town. And then some and it's like, motherfucker, like, no, you're not my friend anymore. I had the strangest thing. Like I don't know how to explain it to anyone. And I don't know how to what do you do in a situation where I'm trapped with someone where they're partial racist or they're acting a fool and they cut you off. They cut you off. Like if I'm a white guy and I get caught off by another white guy who's on purpose acting a fool, he's trying to throw me under the bus because he's funny old man money, old family money fun stuff. No, you don't say that. You're gonna get us all in trouble. We're all gonna die.
Right.
What do you?
I mean,
You fucking stop someone.
I think the only thing I would think you could do is just physically distance yourself from somebody. So if you see that somebody's on some stuff that you're not,
What if he was my ride back to the house? What if?
well, you
What
gonna
if?
have to
I'm gonna give you this.
you may have to find.
No, I did it. It's a real situation. This is a real situation, milady.
You might have to find another ride because if you don't
Well,
want to,
that's a problem.
You don't want to be associated with something like that, and then especially if you're in an environment and you're outnumbered, so people look at the person you're with.
Now I want. Yeah, the problem was it was really, 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 really awkward. There was no way for me to leave. No way to respond.
And then if you
So
did,
all I did, I started talking about the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? That was my white man's backup. I was like, hey, family, WNBA, big time.
So you're trying
Like,
to you were trying to change the conversation? Is that what you're?
I changed. Yeah, I flipped the switch on that bitch real quick.
I mean, well, you it's survival of the fittest, so it sounded like you went into survival mode.
So I was like, hey, WNBA, why don't they get paid enough?
Yeah.
Waka. Fuck with me.
I think you handled
Fuck with me and see what you get.
I think going forward, you just know not to rock with that person anymore. But in that moment, you did the best you could in that moment.
And then how do you think about the WNBA girls not getting paid enough? We got Jiz. They said she was locked in. That seems incredibly not true.
The one that's This
In
and
Russia,
the video, the one
the
who's in
Russian WNBA player.
Yes. What part do you
Yeah.
believe is not true? You don't think she's locked up?
No, did they really put her in a little
Yeah, they
cage? I
did.
don't
I
like to look
covered
at that.
that. I have a
Are you
line.
serious?
I covered that story when
Jeez.
some months back when I learned about it. Brittany, I think her name was Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany Griner.
Yes, she's locked up. You know, I personally think it was a setup, but she is
Wow,
locked
you
up.
think? You think, bitch? Jesus Christ. Fucking 10 feet tall.
I
Easy
think
setup.
yes. I mean, and they're
It's
talking. The
very
trial's
easy.
going on. So,
Highly
yeah,
close.
yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, she can come home. It's a sad situation. It's just a lot going on.
Don't say sad. Don't say sad. You're talking to me.
You
I'm
need to
sorry.
change
I'm
her
fucking.
name.
I'm a little. I'm too dark. I'm too dark. Don't let me call you. Don't let me say that. You hang up the phone if I get too aggressive.
It's a lot
there's a lot going on. There's a lot going
Then
on. I get over aggressive.
There's this situation
Don't
in
let me
Akron,
spout.
Ohio. Also, have you saw that one? The police shooting in Akron, Ohio.
The guy that got shoved 90 times.
Yes, he got I think 60 bullets.
Well, I mean, doesn't everybody get shot 90 times? I mean,
I don't know anybody get shot 90. He didn't get hit 90 times. I think it was 90
whatever.
But I think he got hit by a
90 runs.
But he didn't have a weapon on him, so that's the thing.
Well, supposedly a bullet was fired from a car.
Yeah, that's
previously.
what they said. But yeah,
There was a car. There was a car back there with a bullet that was fired from it, and yeah.
Yes. So
problem solved.
The investigation is still unfolding on that.
We can hear the ear.
We're gonna have to see about that one. But they're saying also with this Robert Crimo, his daddy ran for mayor or ran for office or something like that. So
and he got foreclosed on 2 seconds earlier.
Yeah,
the house just got foreclosed
on. Let me see what else this article is saying. Because I
could have snapped a little bit. But why would you? Where do you go? Do you went to the rooftop of a Costco or some shit and fucking just went to town on the townsfolk?
I don't know where they said he was on a building, so I don't know what kind of building he was on.
They just say building. I don't get any of this bullshit. I
haven't seen any footage of him up there, so that's just what people describe, I guess, seeing.
Yeah.
Let's see. They said his voice.
But the whole thing about the fake Facebook account and stuff, that makes me highly suspect about any footage, because there's clearly a drawn line here. They're trying to.
Let me see if I can find that.
At some point, they tried to set him up as a leftist. They tried to set him up as a leftist, and it didn't work, and they wound up,
Let me see if I can find something about
this. This is what wound up. Fucking bullshit. I don't know. I heard about the other day, and I saw it. He had a friends list that was just all it was just all fake stuff. And there was it wasn't, maybe I'm 100% wrong. I just read it last night. I'm stupid.
Videos. They said he had some rap videos.
But the rap videos were just bad school videos. Were they?
Music, including crude and so okay. So let me share. I'm gonna share my screen on this other site that I just came across.
I'm not looking at anything on my phone. I'm just trusting you for your beautiful voice.
Thank you. Let me see.
Thank you, mama.
Let me see. Okay. So I flipped over. It says Robert Crimo III has been detained by authorities. Now we've learned under the name Awake the Rapper.
Awake the Rapper. Yes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
so is that's got to be an anti-woke. It's got to be an anti-libtard thing, right? Awake the Rapper. Are you fucking kidding?
Awake the Rapper's YouTube channel owner.
The fucking shit show. But he looked like an inbred hillbilly that was honestly part of some goddamn fucking the hills have eyes shit.
Yeah, he looks special. We ain't gonna argue that.
That is fucked up, bitch.
He looks
You
bad.
fucking psycho looking motherfucker. If I saw him, I would have killed him. Fuck. You would have to shoot
But
me. Fuck.
listen, I mean, but he got the right skin color, so it's like that. It's
Nah,
like somebody's
I don't
like,
know if
"Hey,
he looked like a black guy. If he was black or white looking at me that way.
no, listen, no.
Yeah,
Officer's gonna check
yeah.
and pull over and stop that black guy faster than they're gonna stop somebody that look like this. Trust.
That motherfucker with the face tattoos.
Yes,
That
yes.
was like
Listen,
fake
we're just
fucking like no. No. I will take the colored side any day of the fucking week for that. Representing.
listen, that's you. But what we're seeing when it comes to authorities,
God
that is
damn.
not the case. That's you.
That's
That's you.
look at that kid. He didn't even
That's
fucking.
not
They
the powers
couldn't even
that
have been a real fake. First of all, what the fuck is a? What is he? Why does he have face tattoos? Why is he shooting at a parade full of fucking 4th of July? None of this makes any
just
fucking
like the
sense.
shooting in what was that in Mexico? Was that at the school? That didn't make sense either. And he looked
No,
special.
Uvalde didn't make sense.
And
Because
Uvalde,
people.
yeah, he looked special too. So
Well, how did the police in Uvalde say it didn't make special? It's very special to them. You gotta look at what you're dealing with. 20 kids murdered. You gotta think about that. That ain't no joke.
I know it's not a joke, but what I'm saying,
but you think about why it happened.
Listen, but what I'm saying is that
nothing.
with a lot of these non-melanated people, white boys, they'll have things posted on their social media that's disturbing that will go overlooked. That's what I'm saying. Because of what they look like, who they are, they're not taken serious. So they're able to.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that because I'm trying to come to grips with that too. When I see some of this stuff, as I'm looking at it day to day, a lot of these live Facebook shits that are like fake fucking, save God, donate your money to this bullshit. And Facebook is pushing it.
Yeah, I can believe
so
that.
So what do you say to that?
No.
Yeah. What do you say to that?
I'm saying I believe
if we're gonna fight, we gotta fight together.
Yes. I believe that it's just an agenda with keeping people separated. So that's my belief.
Exactly. Well, you're shortcutting right there. You're shortcutting. But it's the same thing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's an agenda to keep people separated. So when you see these
So then how do you blame the mass media when they got that much goddamn money and take out a YouTuber that's even doing basic news stuff like fucking, even like a basic news investigator doing YouTube stuff can get thrashed by one of these companies. They can take them out. Just ace them. $1 billion fucking will turn YouTube out. Right? Fucking a couple million here or there. Turn a company out. You don't question it. That's money.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. That's why, I think a lot of these acts, they're allowed to carry out because it's already reasons behind it. So, that's why it's not stopped as far as with when they do see the.
No. That's you're playing sides there. Very careful. I can hear exactly what you're doing. A lot of these acts are planned out. Right? Yes, of course. You're saying that's true to some extent. What do you want to do? I'm speaking to you directly.
Okay, so what's your
question?
What
do you want to do? Let's fuck him up.
Okay, when you say them, who's them?
The people that would seek to manipulate the storyline. I like to write the story myself. I think the problem is there are a lot of bad authors, a lot of bad writers that are fucking with people's minds.
I agree.
How would you respond?
No, so Yes, I agree to that. I mean, I feel like a lot of people who are in power, who are in control right now,
Shadow
almost
play, shadow play,
like
controller.
like a show where they're pulling, so like they're pulling the strings. And I think,
Yeah,
a
we
lot of
call it
things.
shadow play, shadow play.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call it, I just think that the
Yeah.
powers that be, there's a lot of control that they do have, and that comes in play with the media, with what we're
All
seeing,
right.
what we're hearing.
But it's celebrity. Is it not celebrity culture? Is it not a direct? It's people getting fed by the people. It's a bloodlust. It's the celebrity culture, the branding. Is it not a branding that's gone on for so many years where people are being fooled?
I don't know if it's a branding. I mean, I see it's a control. Um,
Yeah.
it's about controlling the
That's fine.
people, controlling the population, controlling the minds.
But
I
don't they
think
do it through branding? Isn't it cultic bullshit when you look at Joe Rogan and if you look at anybody? Isn't it just like some weird occultic bullshit when you listen to someone fucking talk?
well, I don't listen to Joe Rogan, so I don't know what he be talking about, to be honest.
I
So
don't either, but I do.
I don't have an
I
opinion on him.
like. I'm sorry. I like mixed martial arts fights. I like
Oh,
fights.
okay.
Fighting. I'm like a Muay Thai. I love the Muay Thai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's I'm interested in seeing how they're going to handle this case. Given with all the information that they do have, if they'll seek a death penalty, because like with the shooting in Buffalo, they're going the insanity
They
route.
don't have any. I thought they didn't even charge him with anything. Did he?
The Buffalo guy. I don't know if the official charge. I
Oh, the
remember.
Buffalo.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about the Buffalo guy. Do you research? I don't know what you're talking. The
So
Buffalo
okay, with the
guy
shooting.
was
Okay.
hardcore racist, 4chan
Yes.
kid. Tell me about the internet
So
aspect
okay.
of it. This is what I want to know. I want to know what happened. All
So
right.
this guy traveled from another part of New York. I want to say he lived 3 hours away from Buffalo. Traveled to
Yeah. 300
Buffalo,
miles or
and then
whatever.
he went there.
Incredibly.
Yes, so he traveled to Buffalo. He found the grocery store. He went and scouted it out a day before the shooting. He was there. He had a conversation with one of the locals. They sat outside in front of the had a conversation for about an hour or so. And then he came back the next day and shot up the store. And then after he did it, he went outside, put his gun on the ground, put his hands behind his head, and waited for the police to come arrest him.
And then, but the first day, went and had some crazy, fake, weird conversation about Carl Sagan. Just a fucking,
I
just
know
some
he had a
fucking bullshit.
He had a conversation with a local. I'm not sure of the extent of the details about, but the gentleman said
I call it cockery.
he said they talked for a couple of hours. And the
guy, and supposedly the guy was right there the next day when the shootout happened.
He ended up not going to that store. He normally would go.
Yeah, he was like fucking spaced by a matter of minutes on not getting aced, but rightfully so. If you're friends with the shooter, you know.
So and then he had wrote a letter outlining whatever he was going to do. He had a lengthy letter. And just talking about his reason.
Not a lengthy letter. The kid had like a 30-page manifesto that was written up by some fucking shit that had nothing to do with him. He didn't write up a giant manifesto about. And by the way, why does he want to shoot black people anyway?
He said, let me think why he said he wanted to do. Oh, he's
why sauce. You can't even tell me why he wants to shoot black people. You want to shoot black people more than he wants to shoot black people.
Yes, I didn't read. I knew he had a letter. I did not read any parts of the letter, so I don't know the details outlined in his letter. I just know there was the letter out there, so I'm not quite sure of that part.
He didn't. No. He's got a manifesto. Wait, are we talking about the Buffalo dude?
Yes.
Buffalo dude's got a manifesto, baby. It ain't no letter.
Well, maybe
He's
that's it.
full.
I just
It's like
I
a
didn't physically.
1,000 pages. Ridiculous
Well,
stuff.
it's out there. It shows that it was detailed. I know that. I didn't read it. Actually, didn't
Yeah.
even. I don't think I did a
There
video.
was
I didn't
no
cover that story, so I didn't. Put
every flak jacket, every like part of his armor or whatever was written about, down to the detail of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Every part of his armor was written. But at the same time, any kid could really do that in 2 seconds, to be honest. But at the same time, why would they make it purposeful? That's what we need to watch. Why would they make it purposeful? Why would they make someone shooting up a 4th of July protest with what was his name? Whatever. He looked like a fruitcake. All right, he wasn't really a bully kid. I don't know. Seems like nonsense.
I'm sure more. His Cub Scout leader said he was a nice kid.
Fucking Cub Scout leader might be a bitch.
Yes, they say the Cub Scout leaders described him as just a little boy.
I heard that. Stop it. I heard that. I heard that too.
Yeah.
My Cub Scout leader. Jesus Christ. I remember when I was in high school, my high school Cub Scout leader shot himself in the head in between semesters because he
Oh my
molested
God.
the children. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ab. You said
Mr.
he molested
Jansen.
kids?
I didn't know about it. Nobody in the school knew about it. Shout out to West Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he shot himself in between semesters. But he might not have. But he was accused of, which was definitely enough. Yeah, he killed himself in his car while the cops were.
Wow. Well,
I didn't. Nobody knew about it. I heard about it on the ass end, but I didn't. We joked about it when we were in math class. We're like, he's got the eye, right? You can see it, even as a kid. You can see it.
Wow.
We saw it. It's all fun and games. The teacher kills himself, he gets arrested.
Let me see if you're. I'm looking out. If you can see, can you see my screen?
Oh, you're gonna pull it up. You're gonna pull up Yancey?
No, I'm not.
Jesus Christ! Don't do that.
No,
oh my God! You've got family.
I'm still on the Robert Crimo's. I want to see if you can see my screen because
I'm pulling Yancey's.
It says the majority of his social media page had several videos that contain symbols similar to the far right Finnish group.
It doesn't make sense. It's like some weird bait. It's like his Suckman's bait. There's highly questionable bait material. Where I don't understand. We have to deal with our own fucking. It just seems like our 3-letter words are not behaving properly. My cats, they won't even eat unless I feed them. Yeah, there's nothing.
Okay, so
what about the fucking guy that shot?
Listen, the neighbor also
talk about the guy that shot it.
Yeah, so with Bobby, the neighbor said Crimo used to ride an electric bicycle while blasting heavy metal around the neighborhood nearby nature reserves. He once operated a vehicle that had, quote unquote, the name Pussy Mobile written across the back. So
why not?
Yes.
I wrecked that pussy too, bitch. I will fucking play you out.
It's getting worse and worse. Yeah, so it's a lot of interesting stuff. So thus far, 6 people have died and 38.
So that's all, but that's bullshit. That is bullshit. Is this really the guy that shot up some fucking helpless individual the other night? Are you serious? Is that him? Jesus.
Yes, that's him.
And that motherfucker had no game.
Yeah, that's him.
Well, then. God.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it was bad before, but.
That's him. So, 22, killed 6, wounded 38.
38? What?
Yes.
How many of those 38 got
So,
trampled? What are we talking about here on numbers?
so hold on. Let me switch to something. Hold on.
Only things.
Let me see. What was I looking at?
Whole fucking what's his
Let
name?
me see.
Travis.
Independent. All right.
Go.
Let me switch to this other screen because it's got the
I just
count.
bumped
Okay,
him.
so I just switched over my screen. It says 6 people were killed and 38 injured.
That'll show him.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
That'll show him.
Yeah. So that's where we at with this. With the number. As of today, that's what we're looking like. 38 of those. Let me see. 38 wounded. And the ages were between age 8 and 85.
1885. I heard that the other day. That's hot.
So as you mentioned, I'm sure some of them probably was, probably trampled. They fell. I heard someone.
Yeah, a lot of trampling injuries here.
So it says
Not
6
cool.
people. Let me see. More than 30. It says now more than 38 were taken to the hospital. Several of them suffered gunshot wounds, it's saying. And of the
he was lighting them up. He was sky high.
Let me see. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty bad. Mother and father shot in front of their children. On my screen, a couple that was shot in front of their kids. Let me see. Yeah, that couple, they were shot in front of their children.
That's got to be a strange experience. But does it make your marriage stronger? Does it make your marriage stronger?
I mean, they're undergoing various surgeries, so it just, I guess it depends on what kind of.
Just connect each other. You can actually connect the organs, and then that's just making the family stronger.
The father and brother-in-law were also injured too. So
wait, what the fuck? How many of these goddamn family was here at the same time? What the fuck?
Family.
Well, that's their problem.
Because they said when he was up top,
good in the same gunfire.
When he was up top shooting,
you generally hit the ground. You hear bullets fucking hitting people standing next to you. Hopefully, you either hit the ground or start dodging bullets. Something.
Yes. So he started shooting at. He started.
Yeah, dude, the guy was sniping them. The whole family.
Yeah. So what he did, he was shooting at a specific location. So if you're not knowing, up there, and he just
he was on the goddamn roof. He was on the fucking roof. He sniped them.
Yeah, they didn't have enough time to
start
running.
Christ.
The people further away were able to run, but the ones that's directly below was too late.
Even if they run, come on, half of them are fatty. You just shoot them right in the ass. They're not getting anywhere.
Most of the people who were hit directly were the ones that were just straight down below from where he was shooting. It wasn't.
Yeah, he kind of got screwed. Their whole family. Yeah, the guy clearly not a nice feller. Shot a bunch of. I don't see them colored folk, but they're human beings. They're not just colored folk. They're human beings, and they got fucking completely murked by some psychopath. But is it his problem? Was it his family's fault for fucking their cousins?
You're talking about this particular shooter?
He looked like a result of inbreeding. How do you feel about that? I feel like it looked like a man.
He looked like. I feel like I could. He looks like a hillbilly that I've seen that they cast in movies for shows where you need to have somebody.
I'm telling you,
I've never seen.
I'm telling you, I will fight against them. I will fight against them if you join my fight. Any day of the week, I can fight. I got land, I got territory. I'll fucking lay them out.
I wonder what his dad looked
we
like.
have to band together. We cannot let these people fucking stand. We have to stand up for what is America. We have to stand up for what is America. God bless you.
I'm gonna look.
And at the same time, no more of that. That scares me. That scares me. And if we're gonna fight it, we gotta fight it together. We can do it. We can do it right now.
Yeah, he definitely looked like
Give
somebody.
me 5.
Let me see.
I'm telling you, I would have problems. I would have problems if my child looked like that. I wouldn't give him a gun.
Okay,
That's all
so
it
I
is.
have a picture of. Let me share my screen. I've found a picture of his dad.
Jesus Christ! I got the uncle. The uncle's all over the news saying the family is great. Yeah, well, your fucking cousin shot some people. Your family might be awesome. You might be cool, bro. We're not fucking with
Do
you,
you
but
see my picture on my screen? You see the tag?
I don't look.
That?
I haven't looked at my phone this whole time.
Look at the phone. That's his dad right there. So he looks kind of normal to me. The dad does. You still there? I don't know if I lost him. But that is Bobby Crimo's father. They say he had ran for office, I guess, locally. Let's see if there's more that we can learn.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I lost you for a minute, but
Damn, that's close. Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to use the computer. I'm gonna be honest. I can help you out with your streaming shit. If you help me out, I will help you out in a very, very big way. Actually, hey, I know some people that are.
Daniel, you there? I guess his internet is going out, but we'll carry on. These are various pictures of Bobby.
Forehead looks so big.
You back?
My forehead is impressive. Look at my sunken eyes. That's awesome. Enter studio.
Okay, is this his mom?
Yeah,
Let me see.
you can almost see it.
It's Law Susan. So that's dad. I don't know who that lady is. So the dad didn't look strange to me, I'll say. The son did, but the dad didn't. So I wonder if this is his mom. If these are his parents.
Hello?
The Bobbies.
That's sad.
This is the father.
Mildly
Remember I said
depressing.
he was running for office at one point. The father looks normal on the outside.
Hello?
I'm wondering if this is his mother.
Who is the mother? Who's the father?
Well, I think, this is the father in the suit.
Who are you, woman? Show me a photo. Let's have sex.
Okay, what'd you say?
You can see my nude ass. Where are you?
Let's see. You're going in and out. I can't hear you. It's breaking up. The reception isn't that good. I can't hear you.
I want to see. No, I want to see you, my sweet piece of ass. Oh, that guy looks hot.
That's Bobby. That's Bobby. Missing missing child looking for parents after the a child got missing, I guess, after the shooting. So I guess he got lost from his parents.
Shot.
Who was discovered mass shooting.
Alone.
The child was discovered alone and kept safe with strangers. Still unclear if the boy was with his parents or grandparents during the parade. Wow, that's sad. I didn't know about that one. Let's see. So a picture of the boy went viral on social media as Dame Rudder, who initially picked up the child and posted online, and someone at the parade handed the boy over to her, and she's been taking care of him until the parents are found. So they still haven't found the parents. The boy couldn't tell Reuter his own name, and Reuter claimed he's probably too young to know what his parents' name are. Oh my God. Another mass shooting in the U.S. this time. Wow, that's crazy. That's sad. That's too bad. Yes, that's too bad. Poor baby. So hopefully someone will see this picture and recognize him. Wow. Let's see. What else are they talking about? So let me switch.
They're lovable. What am I listening to? Why am I here? What the fuck is this? Hi. What the fuck? Oops.
Okay, so this is the missing baby. Hopefully someone will recognize his little face and reach out, I guess, to the local authorities. But it's just sad that he got disconnected, parted from his family. So I want to show something else on here, because this whole thing got a lot of people shook, the kids, the babies. Okay. So it says parade witnesses says son asked if a shooter will be at every July 4th parade. David Goldenberg, a witness at the Highland Park, Illinois parade shooting, said his youngest child asked before going to bed if there will be a shooter at every 4th of July parade. Quote, my little one asked last night before going to bed, is there always going to be a shooter at every 4th of July parade? He told CNN's John Berman. Quote, my middle one didn't want to go to bed until he talked to one of his best friends. He needed to hear their voice. He continued. And my older one, she didn't sleep well. Goldberg said all three of them are at camp this morning. Quote, being with their friends is important. We've learned this lesson of listening to them, trying to answer all of those questions, trying to be patient as we try to cope as parents and as residents of Highland Park. It's tough, he said. Goldberg, who is also the Midwest Regional Director for the Anti-Defamation League, said the scene was chaotic and frightening as he tried to get his three kids away to safety. I just can't imagine being in a situation like that and being there with my kids, my family, that go down, and then you're trying to keep yourself safe so you can protect your babies. Like, it's just a lot, y'all. Like, that whole situation was just so unnecessary and uncalled for. And, it's just sad. It's a mess. Let's see. Let's switch back. I want to flip back over to the news report that I had going on. So I'm gonna flip over because I want to still hear what they had to say as far as with the news pertaining to the gun that Bobby, the perpetrator, got a hold of.
Everything's going to be okay, and then something like this happens. It's just
so let's start it. Let's play it back.
When the gunman opened fire, and we have him with us. Welcome to
Fair
Fox
use.
Friends, and thank you so much for joining us. Our condolences go out to you and everybody else who was there, of course. Tell us how you're feeling today and what you saw.
Sure. We got there about 10 minutes before the parade started. For our family, we have a family of neurological disorders. It was challenging for us to even enter that environment because of the sensory and the social judgment and the anxiety. We finally got a spot. Then we saw the parade start. First they had kids on bicycles, then they had the dogs come by, then they had the police wave, then they had people from the fire wave and wave to the kids. Everyone had a good rapport, everyone was smiling, everybody was happy. Then there was about a 20-30-second delay where everybody left from the fire brigade to the police from waving to they were about to start to throw out the sweets to the children. And then all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. And you kept hearing the shots go off and off and off. It must have lasted about 2 minutes. And then everyone kept screaming, shooter, run, run, run. So I took my son, my wife took my daughter, and we ran away from the scene. We figured if we ran to our car away for where the shots we could hear ahead of us, that we'd be safe. So that's the situation we had. And one of the things that we would like to understand, my kids were asking me last night, is the reason why. We're a family, like I said, who have neurological disorders. We understand some of the social judgments and the frustrations. We don't care about politics. We don't have a concern about the gun debate. We want to know why someone with a neurological who wasn't right, who lived in our community, didn't get the support and resources that my children are getting right now, so they can be as best as possible.
Sure.
So well said.
So Warren, your kids are asking you, as the dad, why did somebody try to kill me, Dad? What'd you tell them?
I had to tell them that mentally this person did not understand, or we don't know exactly fully what he did or didn't understand, what's right and what's wrong. This is a person who had a sick mind, who needed more mental help and support in the community. My kids even said as late as last night that they would like to meet him and so how we can help him so he feels better about himself. We're a condition rooted in empathy. We try to make sure the best comes from such a negative situation. So I explained to my kids that his mind wasn't correct. He didn't know, or maybe did know, but he wasn't sure what was the correct way of expressing his anger and his frustration. And that's why I'm here, to make sure people who have conditions don't feel so frustrated that they turn this way.
So Warren, this guy's lived very close to where the parade site was. Have you talked to anybody that knows him, knows the family? Evidently, the dad ran for mayor. Is this a known name in the area?
No, my wife's actually from the Highland Park area. She didn't know the name, but we found that he graduated from high school in 2019. So he was a graduate of the Highland Park, high school. But why? What made him turn so bad? Why did he get so angry and so frustrated? What could we have done to help him better? So that's the questions we want to, as a family, to understand more. Why? Why does someone do this, and what makes them feel so compelled to get so angry and so frustrated? We want to help, and that's what our family.
Right, and here you are locked up from the pandemic for 2 years. Everything's been canceled. We're finally getting back to normal, so to speak, and then something like this happens. Incredible.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because even my kids with the sensory, they were concerned about even hearing fireworks, and we had to convince them, show them videos, it'll be okay, it'll be safe. And then boom, this happens. And with their judgment and interpretation, they're 7, but really 4. They're trying to interpret how real this event actually was.
Talk to me about.
So that's the confusion.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I really can't imagine reassuring my kids that everything's going to be okay, and then something like this happens. It's just, it's mind blowing. Talk to me a little bit about the response from the police. How quickly did people come onto the scene to help those that were injured and just sort of clear the area and make sure everything was?
Sure. That was the interesting thing. All the police and all this, they were all congregated together because they were at the parade. Yeah. This is a very small community. So everyone was there. And then what actually ended up happening is you ended up getting police from different locations coming in. So all the local police, all the local fire brigade were in the area because they just waved to the children. And they said the salute, and they said hi, and the music was going. So they were all congregated in the area. So it seemed like there's that 20-second delay. Everyone passed by us, the cops and the fire, and then all of a sudden the shooting happened. And you can hear it was coming from above you. So it sort of seemed like he was waiting for the cops to come through and then to shoot down. And then we heard a boom, 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 and nonstop, and everyone going crazy.
You must feel like you're lucky to be alive today.
I feel very lucky. I feel very fortunate, but I want to make sure this doesn't happen again, and how I can help my local community, because there's going to be a lot of children there, very, very young children, younger than, being in school, that are going to have psychological problems because of what they heard and what they saw. I want to make sure those children are supported.
Right, 6 dead, 30 wounded, and a lot of people brought themselves to the hospital. Warren, thanks so much for sharing your story. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Warren.
My pleasure.
So it's just a sad situation. The kids, I'm sure they'll never be the same. I mean, they're old enough to talk, that articulate to their dad about the experience. So that is something that's going to be left with the kids who did attend that parade. In particular, this man's kids. I don't think he said the ages of his children. But let's see what this article goes on to say. The Highland Park Mayor, Nancy Rotering, told NBC's Today Show that the weapon suspect, Robert Crimo III, used in the deadly 4th of July parade shooting was legally obtained, and now the U.S. needs to re-examine gun laws in its aftermath. So when they talk about re-examine, I thought they were already being examined from all the other shootings. So I'm confused by that statement. But okay, the Illinois mayor says she is waiting Tuesday for prosecutors to file charges against the 22-year-old accused of killing at least 6 and wounding more than 30 in Monday's attack. Quote, the tragedy never should have arrived on our doorstep. And as a small town, everybody knows somebody that was affected by this directly, Rotering said. The mayor added that she was Crimo's Cub Scout leader as a child, describing him as just a little boy. Quote, it's one of those things where you step back and you say, what happened? Rotering said, how did somebody become this angry, this hateful, to then take it out on innocent people? Rotering told Today that she did not know where the gun that was used in the attack came from, but noted that it was legally obtained. Quote, I think at some point the nation needs to have a conversation about these weekly events involving the murder of dozens of people with legally obtained guns. Rotering continued, if that is what our laws stand for, then I think we need to re-examine the laws. Rotering also called the shooting an absolutely devastating blow to her community. Quote, I would rather focus on why do we as a nation allow this to happen with such regularity? Why do we say, oh, okay, that was that? I can't tell you how many mayors I heard from yesterday, mayors that I obviously am aware of because of their tragedies, she added. This is unbelievable to me that this is an acceptable part of what we are as a nation, Rotering said. Yeah, I mean, it's like a regular thing. It makes me wonder, like, are people starting to, become kind of desensitized about it? Because to me, after each event happens, it sparks the same conversation over again, up gun laws, like, okay, what next? Like, we just hear it kind of come up placed on the table, but it's like, is the conversation had? Is it just on the agenda? And I don't know, it just seemed like it's just a vicious like cycle where there's nothing really to be done. Do I feel like guns should be outlawed? Like, no, I'm definitely not in support of that. I do feel that there should be a better screening process. I will say that. I think that, maybe even if the age to get a gun, if there was, I don't know if right now, if it's 18, what if it was up to 21 from whatever the age is right now? I'm not quite sure because I've never personally gone out to purchase a rifle or a gun. But I just think that maybe a look at maybe just the laws, not really, okay, should people have guns should be the conversation. It's just more so, okay, with, the age limits, the background checks, things like that, just proper screening and vetting. Because I'm noticing a lot of these perpetrators, like prior to the massacre, the events, like they place disturbing things online, and it's just like, okay, had something like that been dealt with, then they maybe could have been placed in a system to be flagged for something to where, say, I don't know what all goes into the screening process when you're getting, getting screened for a weapon, but maybe if someone was deemed to be mentally unbalanced, if they could be entered into a system or a database to where if they were to go out and try to get a gun and a background check or something is ran, it would kind of come up on the radar. I don't know. I think something needs to be done because this is just ridiculous. But I'm going to have to jump off here. I want to just come here and just provide just these, this little update, show you one more thing before I jump off of here in regards to what some people kind of, had to say about him. So over here on the independent website, it says Highland Park shooting live. Robert Crimo described as quiet and lonely as mayor says gun obtained legally. Quiet and lonely. How often do we hear that being the description of someone who just does a heinous crime? Like, you notice a lot of times they're kind of like introvert. They stay by themselves. Like, it's just a certain description, that they have in common, I notice. But you have a lot of quiet and lonely people. So that I'm just saying that on top of like the other disturbing things, like such as the social media posts, like we can't ignore things like that as we've been doing, I would say. And when I say we, I mean like people who manage these social media accounts. Like I hear all the time people I listen to on social media and they'll say, oh, I said this, and there are people that look like, melanated people, Black people. I said this and they blocked me or did this, and that. But it just seems like people that look like Robert Crimo, people who don't have the melanin, it's just like they say all kinds of reckless stuff and their accounts are still in place. So that's the part to where it just makes me wonder like, okay, from the powers that be, is this kind of something that you're wanting to happen? Because it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense how when you go research and investigating the perpetrator's background, you see things that were obvious signs that this person was unbalanced. Like sometimes they even say what they're going to do to people, like, and nothing happens. So listen, like I said, I want to just come back out here, just give that update. Yes, I did have someone earlier on the stream that came on, spoke some. I really wasn't really feeling his vibe, so I don't think I'll have him back up on the platform. But I will going forward, start dropping the link if you do want to come up here. I don't have a phone number just yet for you to call in, but I do have the link, where you can, just come up and join the panel and we can get into a discussion. I don't want to be all weird like it was with this guy, but, I let him join or whatever. So yeah, not my vibe, but yes, I just want to just jump on here just really fast just to do this update. And I may come back on again later to cover some more events that has taken place recently and maybe touch on this one some more as well. So definitely please like, share, subscribe. Make sure your notification bell is on so you know when I do go live. Because as I say, we real random over here at the party. We are the Starlights over here and we get into things, all things viral, whether it be celebrity news or just your regular everyday news. If I feel like it's something that we as the people need to know, then I'm going to bring it to you, period. So thank you for joining. For those who didn't catch the full live, definitely catch the replay, like, share, subscribe. And until the next time, peace.